Yo, what's up? It's me, E. So, you just started playing Magic. Now you're confused. Here are the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started playing Magic. Hopefully, it helps you out. Let's go. Before I begin, I want to preface this by saying that this video is geared to specific types of players. So for the purpose of the discussion, there are 3 major types of players. Number 1 are casual players. These are the players who wants to enjoy the game with their friends, nothing more. If you're a casual player, this might not be for you. The video is geared towards the other 2 type of players. Player who wants to be good at Magic, and the other one who wants to look good at Magic. Those 2 are 2 different things. The player who wants to be good at Magic wants to be intrinsically good at Magic. They are the type of players who wants to be competitive, who wants to reach the Pro Tour level. The other one only wants to look good in Magic, flex per se. They want to have the best bling, the best cards on a specific format, the most expensive cards in a specific format, but not necessarily breaking the bank. If you are either of those players or within a hybrid of either, this video might be for you. So let's start. The first 2 we'll be talking about. This might be your guiding principle or your baseline throughout your Magic career. Number 1, know your limits. Financial limit. Sit down right now and ask yourself, how much am I willing to spend in Magic or for this hobby? It may take a form of like, I can spend $20 or $25 on a weekly basis, right? Or 500 peso give or take. Or it may go on a monthly basis. I can spend, say, for example, $80 to $100, right? Or 4,000 to 5,000 pesos, give or take. The reason why you need to know these are the card acquisition or the method that you're going to acquire cards, how frequent you're going to trade, right? How much discount you can give, how much discount you want to take, will revolve around this number. Now that that's out of the way, just keep it in mind. Let's go to number 2. Set a goal. Set your Magic goal. It has to be very tangible. Let me give you an example. Go to the Wizard of the Coast website right now and look at the events that is upcoming, big events. Say the upcoming Magic Fest, closer to you. It may be on the 8-month, 6-month variants, or PTQ, Pro Tour Qualifier, or WMCQ, or even local events, local big events like Gold Rush. Now that you have that in mind, you have a goal to achieve. Set something very tangible. Say for WMCQ or like the Magic Fest, I want to hit day 2. If you don't hit day 2 and only need 1 more win to qualify for day 2, and the next round or the next year you qualify for day 2, it's a benchmark for you to say that you have improved skill-wise. It's a rudimentary way to do it. However, putting that in front of you motivates you to achieve and be better at the gameplay. Now that's out of the way. Let's try to build your card pool. Step 3, acquiring assets or acquiring cards. There are a plethora of ways for you to acquire cards. Now let me discuss a quick pro and con for each one. The first one is very straightforward. You can buy booster packs or boxes. A booster pack can cost $3 to $5 depending on the set and depending how discounted it is as well. However, there is a specific variance that is introduced to it. Now you may get your money's worth, more than your money, or less than your money. Nonetheless, it is a card acquisition technique that gives you the number of cards consistently. That's both the pro and con. Now let's go to another type of way for you to acquire cards, and that is to buy it at your local LGS or their affiliate sites. Now, buying on your LGS may be a little bit expensive. They're pricing their products at market cost because they have to do upkeeps for the shop and for the community. Now, just a note, guys, I'm a very huge proponent of buying cards in the shop. Please support your local LGS. However, the pro for doing these are you're always assured of the card quality, quantity, the date of acquisition, and the authenticity of the card. Authenticity basically means it is original. Truth be told, this is a collectible game. There are a lot of cards out there that are priced way above $100. those are prone to counterfeit. So just be careful when doing that. The other method to do that one is to go peer-to-peer or player-to-player. This is basically you going to each player and looking at the binders and say, hey, how much for this card? Normally, when you do this types of engagement, you lessen your cost around 15 to 20%. However, there's a downside. The downside is that you're not assured of the frequency, the quantity, nor the date of when you're going to acquire the card. If you're in a hurry, this is not a good method for you to do. Or you're not even assured too much of the if it's original or authentic. As I said, if it's going to be a price more than $100, you may want to get it checked by your local LGS. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about my recommended way for you to acquire cards, especially if you're starting. And this will go hand in hand with other steps that I will be discussing. Let's talk about engaging in your LGS events that are geared specifically for beginners. What are these? These comes in two forms. Number one, pre-release. The pre-release are basically specific events that are done before a set is released. That's why the name pre-release. Normally, you get more value if you buy a pre-release kit. The amount of money that you give for the kit is actually less than the value of the booster pack that you receive. So let me give you an example. Normally, the packs that you receive are 5 or 6, but you only pay for 4.5 or 5.5 or 5, right? On top of that, you get a lot of freebies. There are free cards that comes with it, foil cards that are recommended. That alone, you can actually retain some of the value already that you gave out. They also comes into with dices. Some shops actually give you play mats. That alone, you already have maximized the value of your money and gained a bit more. On top of that one, if you play the event and win, like a pack for win, some shops or most of the shop actually give you 1 pack per win. That's a plus, a bonus, right? The other way to go about this one is to join draft. Draft is a specific type of event in your LGS where people or players of 8 will gather, open 3 booster packs, pass it to the left or right. They take 1 per round. I'll make a video about the draft, but essentially it's basically opening up the packs. You get 1 card, I pass it over to you, somebody passes over to you a different pack, and you get that one. What's the difference between that and just buying booster packs, you may ask? The difference is that you get to select which card you keep per pack. Now, given there will be variants of like which one is the first pick or second pick or third pick on a specific pack, but nonetheless, this will be very, very helpful for you. How so? Say for example, you've decided to go on aggro route. You want it to be a red-based deck. So what you do is that you go to a draft and you just basically draft red cards. That will increase the amount of red cards you have. Or you value draft. That means that for every pack that is passed to you, you get the most expensive card that you know is there. Sell it after the draft. And then the profit or the money that you acquire the cards that you need after. That's one of the ways that you go about it. The downside for these ones is that drafts are actually popular for a couple of weeks after the pre-release. This is when people are building their card pool for the specific set. However, it's hard pressed to find those types of events right after a specific week, say 4 to 6 weeks, because people are already gearing up for the next set or they have already collected the cards that they need. Right. Now that that's done, let's talk about number 4, and this is geared towards being a better player. I want you to listen to me. This is tricky. Find a mentor. Right, you heard me right. Find a mentor. Now, this may take a lot of forms. This could be a friend of yours that is already good at the game, or this could be a complete stranger, which is your local game store hero or LGS hero. That means that they always win top 4, top 3 of the game, or any of the games for that matter, within LGS or outside the LGS. These are the type of people you would like to emulate and benchmark yourself against with. Now, please don't be that person who sits around the corner eyeing them suspiciously or creepily. Don't be like that. Instead, engage them. I'll give you an example. Whenever you have the chance to play with them and basically say, hey, I'm a new player. but I don't want you to take it easy on me. Please give me pointers on where I can improve my gameplay or the card selection that I put in my deck. 97% of the time, they would be happy to oblige and help you out, because as players of the community, we want to improve the community. If you're a good player, you would want your LGS players to be good as well. This is where you play. This is where you hone your skill. That's the reason why, right? Now, when you see these types of players, try to learn from them as much as you can. Look at what their game style is, what the decks they're playing, right? What are the mannerisms? What is the thought process that goes through a specific card play, right? You can ask them these types of things. Now, whenever possible, try to cultivate a relationship with those persons, and then from there, you can actually learn a lot from them. But you would say, oh, there's a lot of articles out there to discuss how to be a good player, right? Why can't I just learn from those? Those are true, and I would recommend you as well reading those. However, dollars to donuts, these mentors have already read those articles, or even more. There are premium level of articles that are available out there that might not be available to beginners like you and me, especially on a budget. So picking their brains and getting their opinions would already have given you a funneled form of that information or article. You can become friends. As lucky as I have been, found a mentor, you'd be good at Magic as well, or improve significantly. Now that's done, let's talk about the last step. And this is to build your network. Yep. It's funny because the game is the gathering, right? So you need a community, a gathering of community. Within that community, there might be cliques. There are a lot of cliques. Group of friends here, group of friends there. There's also type of player, tier of player, beginners, intermediate, expert, and pro. Right? Within those circles, there are going to be friends. Now, you want to position yourself in a way wherein you have maximum circle. Why? You ask me why. Why do I need to do that? Well, I can give you a couple of advantages. Number one, the concept of card pooling. Right? Remember the example I gave you about P2P? Some of the player-to-player won't want to give you a discount, right? But these types of traders, they would give you a discount if you buy in bulk. So what you do, you go to your network and ask, hey, I wanted to buy X amount of cards. Are there any cards that you need from this pile? Some of them will chip in. You pool the money and buy from the person. They will give you discount, normally around 10 to 15%. That's a lot of discount, right? The other way to think about it is to card pool actually. That is when, say for example, we're going to compete on a different event where I have a card I don't want to let go. You have a card that you don't want to let go. But at that point in time, you're not using it, I'm not using it. I would say, hey, can I borrow your card? I'll lend you this card. And after the event, we can swap again. That basically enables you to have a card on a specific time. Or even just ask for the card. Just basically borrow it. A lot of times on my end, there are for sure a lot of events wherein I had to borrow specific key pieces, and the network support actually paved the way for me to have those cards and play competitively. The last part is the play test. Now, play testing with a proxy. All right, these are proxy cards are basically a representation of a card. Normally, the cards are a bit more expensive to acquire. This enables you to play with a specific network for a card that you don't own as of yet, just to see whether or not it's worth it to acquire the cards, or basically, is it worth it to add into your deck, right? Now, I hope this segment has been helpful for you, but wait, I have a bonus tip. If you followed the 5 steps that I have recommended to you right now, you have a network around you. The last tip I would say is to engage your local game store or your LGS. Now, if you think about it, right, I mentioned about drafts being rare in terms of occurrence. If you have that network of beginners, or say like-minded person, you can engage your LGS and say, hey LGS, we would really want to play draft on a specific day. Can you accommodate us? I will assure you we'll bring X amount of people. for sure your LGS will be able to accommodate you on those specific times. Then on the upside, you'll be able to cultivate that relationship with your LGS, right? Once you're close with the LGS, the possibility are almost limitless. They'll give you previews on what's upcoming in terms of the events. You'll get some sort of freebies, or specific jobs in the store might be available for you from some time. Stores would really want to have like part-timers at some point. These items, you want these to be available for you, given that we're on a budget. All right, so I'm hoping that these will help you out in your magic journey. Guys, as always, if you like my content, please give it a thumbs up. If I forgot anything, please comment in the section top on the bottom, right? I also stream on Twitch every Saturday, or I might be frequently streaming right now. Links right here or in the description down below. Guys, as always, stay safe.